get this. All right, guys, hold on 1 second. Let me get some stuff set up here. All right. What's going on, guys? Al, what's up, bro? Dude, busy as you. Oh, no joke. Gray Death, what's up, man? Kurt's doing good. He called me, man. He's doing really good. He's out of the what they call the blackout period. Margie, what's up? Cheyenne, there's a song by Garth Brooks. Cheyenne, I think it is. He talks about that. Your name reminded me of that song. What's up, family? Jay, Elaine, Rob, Laura, Woodstock. Oh, snap. Good luck to your brother on his recovery. Thank you, Danielle. Hi, how's Kurt doing? Jasmine. Jazzy, he's doing good. He called me, and he's doing really good. He's tapering down off the Suboxone right now. And he's like happy, smiling. He's in a good place right now and safe environment. You know what I mean? If any of you guys are struggling, you guys can text me. If you need help getting treatment, I have options. If you just need a little encouragement, I have a Discord group that is full of people with recovery as well. I wanted to talk about something interesting here, but I want to get to all you guys real quick before we jump into talking about something that I think is a complete myth. I don't buy it. All right, Kaz, what's up? Brittany, 45 days clean with 1 relapse. Need some advice on how to stay clean. Love Chandelier. That's how I found you. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah, I just dropped a video. I don't know if you saw it. Top 5 things that kept me clean in early sobriety or early clean, whatever you like to call it. People get all technical about terms, but 5 top things. I'll run through them, but you want to watch the video. I go into great depth, if you will, for a 12-minute video. Number one, I think number one, if you will, above all things is people. People influence us. Environments, places, right? They influence us. Things. If something triggers you, a certain object, certain thing, avoid it. Number 4, to me, is watching out what kind of relationships. If you're single, don't try and get in anything that can emotionally tie you in a way that because, I mean, look, we got problems, right? So they find out we have flaws. They want to break up with us. Hey, our heart's broken. Now we're traumatic. Now we're all like, feel bad for us because this is just the way we roll. We're very sensitive people as addicts. And we find a way to drink the poison to show them. I'll show them. I'll pop that pill. I'll sniff that line. I'll show them. Really, we're just self-destructive. And 5, I like to personally tie in 5 with music and exercise. That may not be the gym. That may be a walk. That might be work. That might be a manual labor job. That might be whatever it is. Gardening, I don't care, mowing your grass, exercise, and music, but good music that encourages you to stay clean. Those are the 5 tips. My last video, got to check it out. Yes, I'm glad Kurt's doing good too, and I'm glad you've been binge watching, Brittany. Why you don't believe in Suboxone, or did I hear incorrectly? Laura, you definitely heard incorrectly. Obviously I took an abstinent route. Andrew, we got to do that video, bro. That we got to link up sometime. Make that happen, brother. Got to get your story, cuz I know it's a good one. All right, guys, listen, I wanted to talk about something I think is vital. I think it's a myth personally, okay? And you've heard it said, but I don't think we have the time to play games and let someone find their bottom after 20 years. I mean, you can make that guess and say someone might have 20 years, but I don't think fentanyl is going to give you a week a lot of times. Some people are dying. I mean, it's insane, but it's not like, oh, I gradually deteriorate. And that myth is you got to want it to get it, okay? I think everybody who's actively using, everyone, is truly miserable deep down for the things that they do and what they've been doing to get the drugs. They're depressed. This is why they keep using, because they're broken, or I like to use the term broken, but I don't mean it in the like you can't be fixed. I mean there's something wrong, and that underlying issue is being dealt with. When I was in active addiction, and this is why I think it's a myth, my own story personally tells me that that's a myth. I did not want to get clean. I absolutely did not want to get clean. I wanted things to be better, but I didn't want to let go of heroin. This is just a fact across the board. I did not. I was actually afraid to go to that lady's house to detox and try and get into the recovery process. I was afraid. I didn't want to let go of the heroin because I knew if I go to detox, I'm actually going to start to feel pain, which was the first thing. We all think physical pain, but there's also the mental anxiety of not knowing what else is there. What am I getting myself into? I'm scared of what recovery has to offer. My brain told me it's easier to keep using than it is to try and stop. So I kept using. I didn't want to stop. I needed others to cause me to get that initial. The miracle for me, and I remember, I'm gonna quote a big book here because a lot of people who are in 12-step programs use this whole, if you don't want it, you won't get it analogy, okay? I hope they only mean in the long run, because they start saying, well, let's wait till they decide that they want this. No, dude, stop listening to that bullshit. That's a lie. I'm going to call it like it is. That's a lie. I'm a living example of that. Many that I know are living examples of that. And over, our outside influence can cause us to relapse or can cause us to get clean. This is the same analogy, vice versa. So if you're not around people who want you to get clean, most likely you're going to use. That's if you're in recovery even. If you start hanging out with people who are in active addiction a lot and you let that influence happen, you'll probably end up relapsing. But if you are using and people who are clean are always around you and you have no choice but to be around them, you might have influence in the opposite direction. Too many people are dying, guys. I can't tell you how many text messages I'm getting of mothers and fathers whose children have died. It's too late. And they tell me, I wish I got a hold of you 2 weeks ago. I wish I got a hold of you a week ago. I wish I spoke to you sooner. I saw your videos, but I didn't reach out. And it's too late. And I wish I could rewind time, to try and help these people. It's so deep, and there's no way to express the emotion. There's nothing that can be said to a mother who loses their child or a father that loses their child. There's nothing you can say to fix that. That's something that literally God, whatever it is you have to do, they have to live and try to go through that. There's not a word that can fix it. And I've witnessed too many people with that motto, well, they just got to want it. Sometimes we got to want it for them enough to get them where they need to be in an environment where maybe they can make their own decision. At this point, it's not a choice. If you're a drug addict who understands addiction, you understand it's not a choice. So how can you then want to make a choice to not? Some people may, okay? I'm not saying everybody. And what I'm saying is not universal. This isn't for every single person who's ever gotten clean. This is for the people I've witnessed over and over and over. They needed someone to step in. I'll give you another example about messages that I get, right? Because I put my number out there. 99% of addicts who contact me, they want just social support. They don't really want to do anything about it. They don't really want to get help. They don't really want to go to treatment, okay? They don't really want to try and actually make an action that might be pivotal in changing them for a long term being clean. They want an easier way where they don't have to leave their house. And a lot of them have excuses. And I'm not saying that they're wrong. Shit, I had excuses. I'm not knocking it. But if they had a loved one, a wife that they could come to, or a mother and father that they could come to, they over and over tell me, I can't tell my parents, they don't know about it. Or my wife, she doesn't know about it. Or this, don't know about it. And it's like, dude, you're sniffing fentanyl, bro. Or girl. You're sniffing fentanyl. And they don't know about it. Honesty is the first thing, right? We got to be honest. Taking that step, you'd be shocked to find out how much receptive our family members and loved ones are that we are opening up to them and being honest. It's a scary place as an addict. So my demographic has mainly been to you because you're me, right? It's like I'm communicating to the addict, but I'm communicating to the person who wants his life to be better, but keeps juggling with this, I don't want to let go of the drug. If you're a family member, if you're a mother or father, that is where recently we had the intervention with Kurt. We got involved and it helped him go to treatment, right? To get his actual help that he needs. Real medical doctors, real psychologists. He's getting counseling. He's going through a lot of awesome stuff, which we will find out down the road when he gets released and he could tell us his experience. If he didn't have the support on the outside, Kurt would never willingly want to go on his own. I get a lot of Kurt Lamberts that call me and a lot of Kurt Lamberts who text me for help. They want to find a way to just quit the drug and life will just get better. Like if I just stop the drug, everything will just get better. And man, that's a complicated task to ask just to be able to quit the drug and it's just going to get better. It's so much deeper than that. There's so much to this. The doctor tried to warn me when I left the detox years ago. He diagnosed me practically as a drug addict. And he says, I hope I never have to see you again, but the odds are not in your favor. I was only there for a few days and I got over the worst hump of the detox. What do you mean, man? It's just a choice. I literally will never do this again. I realized when I'm in this place with the panhandlers that were living under the bridge near me in Fayetteville, North Carolina, I'm not that bad. I'm not them. I won't ever have this issue again. I'll just stop. 28 days later, I found myself making excuses and somehow going back after all the withdrawal to sniff Opanis, 230 milligram Opanis. And my wife, I made an argument up. It was like I just needed to feel better. So it wasn't physical pain that I was trying to feel better from. There was other stuff going on. A lot more. All right. Let me check you guys out. Here. Here I go. I'm sorry. I had to ramble, baby. Let me see. Fighting to be sober now. Zachary, feel free to reach out. And if you need anything, I got a Discord group too that has recovery meetings. And that goes for everybody. Like if you're wanting to have a conversation with people who are like me, I have a Discord group that has got 1,000 members. And a lot of these people are just like me that have tried to recover and they got some clean time. Some of them will tell you they've relapsed and they've struggled. I'm here to help you, man. Whatever you need. Laura, you're right. Suboxone is good for maybe some people. For me, I'm making a video. I'm launching another video. I don't know if Suboxone can be talked about enough, but I think there's too much stigma on the side that it's like it doesn't work. I know people it's worked for. But dude, if you jump off of it or your insurance ends and you're on Suboxone on 8 to 16 milligrams a day and you don't have a tapering option for whatever reason you can't afford it. Some people told me it's like $400 in their area to pay their doctor and they just somehow aren't able to afford it. That is a heck of a place to be at 16 milligrams of buprenorphine trying to detox or withdrawal. I'd honestly rather detox off of 7 days of heroin at that point, and I'm not, please do not take what I'm saying and do this. I'm just making the point that I'd rather have an absolute acute withdrawal symptoms and deal with the extreme pain that I dealt with than to deal with an extended month's worth of terror of the anxiety and the issues that can come with that. So this is why you need to stick close to a doctor that has your best interest in mind, like I've interviewed Dr. B for Read Bonnie Mod. And he's even pointed out, when I asked him, is addiction a disease? He brought up something very significant. Derek, that's a complicated question, but yes, but let me describe it. He brought up something interesting. Have you guys ever thought of this? That the Native Americans and in South America, they grew up with cocoa plants, right? They chewed on cocoa plants. My dad actually was a Green Beret in the Special Forces. He's retired. And in 7th group, they speak fluent Spanish. So he was a gringo who spoke Spanish. And he was going down there and he said, man, they had, from chewing cocoa leaves, they've literally like chewed their teeth down to nubs. And he's had to go in there and pull out teeth from the cocoa leaves. They aren't addicted to cocaine on the level that we are usually. And the reason why is that they grew in an environment, they developed in an environment over a long period of time where that plant was common, whereas we may not, being wherever you're background's from. I know I'm some type of European in some way, shape, or form. Well, a cocoa plant doesn't grow in Europe like that. So there's probably some science here, some environment issues that are an effect of why the disease is the way it is. And with that being said, he's brought the point up that he got a guy clean for 2 years who was dying, and then he said, what, am I going to send him back and return him back into the environment that originally caused him to want to use? Because in that environment, he felt like that environment wasn't healthy, and it caused him to feel empty inside, etc. So there's so much to work on here in America, guys. Andrew says, yeah, and when people get a little sobriety and when their emotions get the best of them, that's a fact. Those emotions come back. Jalal, I understand that depression, man. Go to my Discord, bro, if you wanna talk with people and get some social support there. Jalal, so did I. Don't ignore the days behind you. Keep going forward. Laura says, D, what does it feel to be off heroin? Do you always crave it, or does that craving stay forever? Laura, good question. I've had this question asked of me often. I don't think about it at all. In fact, there is not a way for me to describe when I was using or when I was actively on opiates, whether it's pills, heroin, fentanyl, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's no way to describe to a person that's actually using where my brain is now and then fully understand it. The best way I could say is if someone who's never done heroin and you have, and they said, well, what's heroin feel like? It's warm, it's fuzzy, it's comfort, it's this. Can you really put that into words? The reverse effect happens when you get real long-term sobriety. There's a level at which that mindset literally has been rewired addiction. I don't even think about it. I'm reminded, and I do what I do because it reminds me who I am. If I stopped communicating about this 2-3 years down the road, there's no telling. I might forget who I am. I might forget that I have a serious issue. That I can return back to that vomit that I once know can temporarily resolve my issues but create more problems. Very scared for kids. You're right, Laura. Okay, let me go down here. D. The only thing that counts is whatever's in front of you. Just keep moving forward. Fucking yes. Thank you. Oh my God, please tell. Tiffany, yeah. Sometimes it's too much work. Margie, I thought it would be too hard. I really did. I thought when I was at the end of my run, I was so down, so in the hole, I didn't see a way out. I said, nah, I've already done enough damage. There's no reversing what I've done. I'm so deep. I'm so dark. I'm so depressed. There's absolutely no way. I'll never make it. It's better to just keep going. I'll just keep using. That's what I kept telling myself in my head because that's what I believed. And that's why I kept going too. I needed my mom, my wife, my dad to stop enabling me, my wife to kick me out, my mom to be there to say, I'm only here to support you if you're trying to get recovery. At that point, if you're not willing, I'm not there. And that allowed me to feel empty enough to I manipulated her the last time, for those of you guys who've seen my videos, and I went to that lady's house. And while I was there, Mom told me she loved me. But that's all she told me, right? No, she let me know. She didn't just tell me, like, love you, Mom. Cool. Bye. No. This was deep. This was spiritual. This was a whole nother level of, I needed this, and this was meant to be. And when it happened, I was latching on to a word like I was drowning and I needed just a little oxygen. And when I felt that oxygen, it hurt and felt good at the same time. And I grabbed it. And I'm hoping my videos convey the same thing, a little bit of oxygen. I'm trying to give you anything I can, and I don't know the recipe. I just want you to be where I'm at. I want you to be happy. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to be me. I just want you to be happy. I just want you to live. I just want you guys to be okay, you know? And that helps me stay clean. So, hold on. I'm going to keep reading. Thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate it. Thank you, Miguel. Appreciate it, man. Sorry, y'all. 6 months clean and on Suboxone. When will I get my energy back? It's so depressing. Jolene, reach out and don't give up. You know, you can get there. I don't know if your doctor's working with you on this, but it's very important you communicate to them that what's going on exactly with your energy and stuff as well. I know some people who've had reverse effects from Suboxone. I'm not against it, guys. I know that my max potential for me, I wanted to try abstinent. If it would have worked, I would have ran and done anything I could. I don't care what anyone thinks about anything. Or you're not in recovery. I don't give a shit. I would have survived. I don't care what it would have took. I'd have done anything to live. And wouldn't care what you thought of me or what you think about my method of how I'm trying to survive. You live. I don't care. You have to do what you have to do to live. And this is why I offer and say, if y'all need help going to treatment, there are options where they can medically assist you to get off to try abstinence. If that doesn't work, you can also go through treatment and do the maintenance program. A lot of people need to be separated. Theo, what's up, bro? Love you, man. I got to get up with you sometime. I saw your messages, bro. I really appreciate the positivity. Appreciate that, y'all. Thank you, Jay. Them 3 years, and I'm always giving me energy. Melinda. Yeah, everybody has different effects. Kaz, same here in Australia. Tom, what's up, Tom? I'm 8 days clean from the needle after using for 8 years, and one thing that really helped and continues to help me is music. Still feel sick, but every day is a little better. Yeah, Tom, early on, when I first got clean, you get the chicken bumps, the goosebumps, and that song is talking to you like you've heard it 1,000 times, but you've never actually heard that song. That is why it's got to be music that obviously is going to feed the good wolf. You know, don't feed the other wolf. Eventually, the good wolf kicks the other wolf's ass 99% of the time, and when it doesn't, you can tell when the bad wolf gets fed. It's not even a question. I used to steal from gas stations. I'd walk in, there'd be a Red Bull and a Red Bull behind it. I'd grab two, and they wouldn't know that I'd grabbed two. And I'd act like, oh, let me just put this Red Bull back, and I'd put it in my pocket. When I first got clean, that habit of stealing, which I didn't feel was wrong. I was so used to doing it and having my senses numbed that I was so used to stealing. Even that became like, okay, hold on. I'm stealing. And I had to train the good wolf to take over. So I had to stop stealing little things like that. And eventually, I no longer stole. And today, I see someone at a gas station in line who's short $1 on gas or for food or something. Hey, here's something. I give back. That's one way to stay clean. Andrew, my problem was always if I didn't get one last hoorah before going into a program, I was pissed and still wanted to use that one last time. That's why I can't go in there if I'm withdrawing. See, Andrew, the treatments that I like to recommend to people, they assist you to where you're comfortably withdrawing. I hate that when I was at the detox center and all they gave me was a Colodidine patch and an ibuprofen 800 milligram and said, suck it up, buttercup. Nah. That was not the way for me to be able to get where I was trying to go. I needed real medical assistance or else I wasn't going to get it. Not at the time I went. Has anyone here found more success with Subutex than Suboxone? Blue Notes, I actually used Subutex one time for about 5-6 months. And at first, it's a funny story, but I actually went into this place. My friends were trying to help me get clean. They said they'll pay for 2 weeks of my Subutex if I go and try and get clean because they didn't want me to live the way I was. And I was like, okay. But I didn't want to quit. I didn't want to quit my drugs. So I went into this place wearing jackets, and I would go in, and the lady would take this little cup, and she'd crush down the Subutex, and then she'd hand it to me, and I would put it in my lip, right? Well, when I didn't have my drugs, I would take it because I didn't want to hurt. But I took these cups, and I would act like I took it and poured it down my jacket, and I'd run out to the car and give it to Kurt because Kurt was usually sick. And finally, after a couple weeks of doing that, I surrendered to the process and decided, okay, I'm going to do it like they say. Problem is, 5 months later, when everything was going good, I ended up stopped going to the clinic and just switched to alcohol. But I'm a legit alcoholic. So it was a bad move for me. Jolene, no kidding. I was on 12 milligrams. Now 8 milligrams went lower, thinking that would help with energy. I'm like way behind on you guys, aren't I? Thank you, Laura. Well, yeah, the beginning, yeah. Yes, I have mental health doc, working hard in the rehab. Good, Jolene. Don't give up. Let me see. Couch potato. I know it doesn't work for everyone, but you could get sober by staying away from shitty people and surrounding yourself with successful, good people, and simply stop having soberness on your mind 24/7. That might work for some people. Yeah, Derek, recovery is very personal. Thank you, Melinda. That's a fact. Seriously considering going from methadone to Buvidal. I'm not sure what that is. It must be you got an injection there, so okay. Compassion, illuminating light with sobriety gives me faith. Ryan broke through something with me. Y'all have given me hope in my darkest moment. Thank you, Tiffany. Reach out if you need help. What's your advice for someone who has children, no one to watch them while you're in treatment? Brittany, that's a great question. Me and Ryan were talking about this. It would be awesome if one day I had a treatment center and somehow there was a program where mothers, single fathers, or like somehow there's a way that they could still get the treatment they need and their kid can get the help. And I'm looking for resources out there that might have these options, but it would be awesome if that happened down the road where a single mother, single father who's in this kind of situation that we are talking about, they could bring their child and the child can get the proper, taken care of while they're in process getting the help they need, the proper help that they need. Maddie. I call you Theo. I see you on Facebook too, bro. Okay. Music soothes the soul, Laura says. That's a fact. I need help. If you and Ryan are visiting Kurt in HB, I'm not too far from there. I need help so bad it scares out of me. Well, Tiffany, just message me or Ryan. Hopeless to hopeful. Dude, guys, go subscribe to his channel. He's an awesome guy, and he's in recovery. He has a YouTube channel. Very good guy. I'm telling you, like, he's a real deal, very humble. He went from broken to successful and lives in Florida, and you guys definitely need to go check out his channel. If you don't, scroll right here in the comments section, okay? Make sure you guys click on his channel here and go subscribe to him. Hopeless to hopeful. Tiffany, not trying to sound corny, but try to get access of the NA book or even the big book for that matter. Go online if you have to. Yeah, I've got the Discord if you guys are interested. Taken back by your, where did I go with this? Your actions and all you do and are doing to help. I'm surrounded by so many evil, negative people. I wish there were more people like you. The world would be a better place. Thank you. I have both Melinda. I've been in the meetings for 3 years now, never sober because the first week in the meeting. All right, let me see. Ash the Cash, what's up, bro? If you decided to pop in and check out the live, I just did an interview with Ashton, guys. You guys are going to get an update on Ashton's story, so that's going to be a fun one. I hope you guys show him some love, give him some positive support. Let's see. For those of you who are popping in right now, go ahead and hit that like button, of course. It always helps you to recommend my stuff. I'm finding out more and more that when comments are there and you guys are liking the videos, they recommend it to a larger audience so that we can get this message out. But I was talking about how that slogan of you gotta want it in order to get it. And I didn't want it. I wanted to feel better, but I didn't want to stop the drug. I think it's a myth. I mean, my brother's an example. I had to want it for him. But as he detoxes, he's a lot like me. The fog starts to clear up, and he starts to grab a hold of hope, so to speak. And Kurt's doing absolutely good. If you popped in here now and you haven't heard, Kurt's doing amazing. If you're wanting to know that, like, he's video calling me. He looks like his face is shining, already healthier. I'm super proud of him. I can't wait to get an update on video. Meetings are kind of iffy. It's so much more complex than normal, which what even is that? Oh my God, Tiffany is so sorry. What do you mean she won't be clean though? Hey, Derek, big fan of your work. G, keep up the good work. Appreciate it, XN. So hopeless, bro. I shouldn't be alive. Jalal, reach out. They should let you keep them. That would be beautiful, D. I agree, E. Like, if you could go to treatment and you had kids and you needed your child to be watched, wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, then anyone could technically get help, but I've been realizing something, and I don't know how true this is. I'm just giving you guys something that you can kind of peek. I never give people's personal information out. Everything said to me is confidential. However, I use these as examples because you get so many of them. If it wasn't, oh, my kid can't be watched, as addicts, there's usually other excuses. If it's not kids, it's the job. If it's not the job, it's this. If it's not this, it's that. And we always have something. My wife doesn't know. My parents don't know. Well, I don't want them to know. And I'd rather them know and open up than them find you overdose or something really happen to you. That is the last type of hurt you want to cause your family, than to come at them one day in an ambulance, getting a phone call, coming to the hospital, or finding you blue, which happens a lot, more than you would tell how many people contact me with that kind of issue. All right, 10-year heroin addict, was homeless, jail, in and out of rehabs, felon, been in every program. Only thing that worked for me was staying away from any addict, moving, deep self-reflection. That's awesome, Couch Potato. I feel funny saying that name. It's a lifestyle change and personal development that most people need. Yeah, I agree. And other people have different ways of being able to do that and get there. Have their kids taken care of while in treatment. Hit me up. I will, bro. So Hopeless to Hopeful, once again, go subscribe to him. But he said that there is a great program for people to have their kids taken care of while in treatment. Boy, I'm going to hit you up. For sure, man. I apologize for getting emotional earlier, y'all. It's just, this is my heart, man. You know, I really care, and like, my brother has been a driving force behind why I feel the way that I have about helping you guys. Because it may be my brother, but you're probably someone else's brother or sister or daughter or mother or aunt, and like, it feels good. You know, you ever fed an actual hungry person? And I mean, yeah, I even feel good if I give a panhandler a little money just to let them maybe eat. I can't judge what they're going to do every time, but they got to eat at some point, and maybe my dollar goes towards that. But if you ever fed someone that legitimately was hungry, there's a real good piece that comes from that. That's what this feels like. It feels really good to help people. All right. Tiffany says, Ryan and Derek are both earth angels. Thank you. Because I was assaulted, Ryan was able to catch my heart a little bit differently. She's a lighthouse. I don't know what it is, but she gives me hope. It was unshakable, Phil. Thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate that. My daughter knows I'm an addict. I don't lie about it. And her dad is lost because caused goner. So I have to be real with her because it's in her bloodline. All right, let me get down here, guys. Let's see what we got. Janilla, Hopeless to Hopeful. I'm in Cape Coral on a kratom taper, although healthier. It is habit forming. I've had horrible withdrawal on it. So here's a kratom statement, everybody, if you're wondering. And I just had someone text me on the phone. I mean, this goes every day. Oh, I'm just going to use kratom and I'm going to get my life together. I'm going to get off the fentanyl using kratom at home and just keep on trucking, and life's just going to somehow work itself out. That'd be awesome if that worked 99% of the time, but it might work maybe 1 or 2% of the time. Very, very low, that it works like that. Appreciate the tip, though. With that said, I've never say it should be illegal. I agree. I'm fully aware that it helps. It can help. Krusty Buns, I've been on 8 milligrams Suboxone per day for 7 years. I finally worked down to a quarter, 2 milligram. I still get heavy withdrawal. Any tips on surpassing that 2 milligram hump? All I can tell you is what my barber, because I've never successfully tapered myself off Suboxone, because I always switched, right? I'd end up using, man, I mean, let me be real with you. I had my wallet. Not this one, but I had my wallet. 99% of the time I had a Suboxone strip in my wallet. 99% of the time, no joke. All the time I had a Suboxone strip. I would get either my brother's prescription or someone else would have a prescription and they would give me Suboxone. I'd have one just in case I couldn't get dope. I never took it with the full intention of I'm going to recover using this and stuck with a program of Suboxone. Never did. So I can't tell you what it was like. But my barber who cuts my hair, he told me he recently tapered over 2 months off the Suboxone. He said even when he went down to a sliver, okay, and jumped, he still had 2 weeks of symptoms. They weren't unbearable, which is why he was able to endure it. But during those 2 weeks, he said his mind was trying to play tricks on him and tell him, you can't do it. Just go back on. You know, those type of chemical tricks that happen. It was telling him these things, and he fought through it and made it. It takes a lot of strength to do that, but that's how he did it. He was successful doing it. There's also ways of going into treatment. Usually people who are on Suboxone, who have their life somewhat together, who have insurance, etc., can get into a decent program that'll actually help them taper with medical assistance, etc., so that they can get off without having to deal with that. And that taper is obviously going to be a safer one. My daughter knows. Okay. Sadly, I fantasize about my OD a lot. Okay. Sorry about that, Tiffany. Andrew says, you guys can catch, let me get up here, Andrew. You guys can can watch my videos as well. I have tons of experience in this shit, and I'm an early recoverer, so a lot of you will relate. Guys, go to Andrew Tess's channel. Go show him some love. He really is trying to get a platform growing so that he has some support, because I can't tell you, these videos have also helped me a lot. Being able to help others and relate to others has helped me stay clean. Appreciate the compliment on being an angel on earth. Thank you. Appreciate it, Ren 10. Kurt, to my sister, like female version. Hold on, Janila. Okay, thank you for your continued service. Thank you, Tiffany. Coming from someone who had a single mother addicted to crack cocaine and alcohol, would have been great to have what kind of facility to help instead having to be put into DCS system. Whew. That sucks, man. Yeah, I wish there was better options. You know what I mean? Sup, guys? Been on 2 grams of heroin here in Sweden for the past 4 years. Now I'm on 48 hours without any. Haven't touched the 30 subs I have in my drawer. If it gets unbearable, I'll get on it, though. Good luck, people. See what I'm saying, though? It's like, commit. You know what I mean? It's complicated, man. This is not as cut and dry and straight up as simple as people like to act like it is. This is complex. This is why I go to people who are professionals. I'd suggest seeing someone like Dr. B, like my pops from Canada, these guys who actually care about their patients, who really want to spend time, get you the counseling, the therapy, all the stuff that you need to try and be successful if you're going that route. Feel good. What's up, baby? Appreciate the love, man. I did a sub-taper last time. Were you successful, Marcus? And what happened for you to get back on the 2 grams of H, if you don't mind? Jason Cole, what's up, Derek from St. Paul? What's up, Jason? All right. I don't stop by this channel too often. What way did Derek get sober? Methadone, rehab, AA, nothing. Are you asking me what way did I get sober? I actually was abstinent the last time I got sober. And I did go to programs. I got involved in a community of people who had the same interest in mind of me recovering, and I went to a ton of meetings. I did go to AA, I did go to NA, but I also went to anything I could find, whether it was what's Celebrate Recovery. I've been to those a couple times. I don't care what it was. If it was a 12-step Little Peter's Anonymous program, I was going. Problem is, I don't qualify for that one. So, I'd go anywhere I damn well could, Janilla, yes. When I was panhandling, pills and cigs came first, then food and drink. Wow. You got to reach out to me sometime, Janilla. I want to hear about that one. Let's see. Lost it on a road trip to Europe, through Europe. Do you recommend doing maintenance or just cold turkeying if they've never been on subs before? I don't want to be on anything in my active recovery. Tiffany, that is a good question, but that is too much for me to tell you what you need to do. Let me put it like this. I don't recommend cold turkeying at home like I did. I really don't. I totally recommend going to a facility, speaking to a doctor, going that route. So I'd rather see medical professionals who understand addiction, who understand trying to help you gain your life back, because 90% of people, 95, I think the numbers are, there's like 5% of people in the world who can do the thing that I did, the way that I did it. The other people need that crutch, if you will. And I don't mean that in a derogatory negative sense. I mean that, like, if you know you're going to relapse and you've done it over and over and over again, why keep playing games trying to win by going cold turkey for whatever, if you can't? It's safer. Much safer. All right, going back to the comments here. I would also, Tiffany, that's a great question to ask a doctor. Dr. B also gets back to people on his channel. If you guys want to go comment and ask him some questions medically related, he definitely has some advice and can explain things for you. But he is, he obviously is supportive of Suboxone, and big time. He believes that under the right conditions, not just writing a script and handing it to somebody and going, here, take your Suboxone, have a nice day, good job. There's a lot more to it. I'm on day 30, clean, no subs after 10 long years. I tapered from 8 milligrams for a year. Susan, whoo. Hey, if you need help, reach out. Like I said, there's ways to get off Suboxone. I know that a lot of people get their lives better and then they get depressed from the Suboxone, or they have side effects over long terms of using it. You can go to treatment and get off Suboxone. There are rehabs that accept that. You can always hit me up. I can help you guys with that if that's an option you want to do. Marcus says, fucked up Barcelona for me. Tay Lynch, Suboxone changed my life, saved my life. I want off it, though. I'm ready. If you need help, Tay, and you can't do it alone, hit me up. Hit me up. XN18, I'm a former DACA addict. I don't know what that is. That substance controlled me for 3 years. Wouldn't go back to a life of addiction if you paid me millions. Laughing my ass off. Big D, you're a hero out here, dog. Keep doing what you do. Appreciate it. Thank you. Janilla, Tiffany, I went cold turkey off Dilaudid at home. Definitely see a professional. Yeah. Eric, how did those tricks pass for you? Because even go to a rehab doesn't mean going to stay clean. That's great, Eric. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, nothing guarantees you're going to stay clean. It's all based on statistics, and it's all based off trying to help someone get recovery. It's very important that I say we go somewhere where someone who knows a thing or two about addiction, the brain, the biology, the physiology of humans, understanding your physiology, understanding how you work, dealing with a counselor, underlying issues, all that stuff should be done in a treatment center if you go that route. And then if you're actually going through that, that gives you more of a chance than, you know what, I'm just going to try and quit at home. Or I'm just going to take a Suboxone strip and not work on my problems. If you have a doctor who's going to do these things and help you with these underlying problems and work on those issues while your brain is being rewired, or as Dr. B, I guess the technical scientific term is, the midbrain connects to the frontal lobar cortex, yeah, then maybe you have a chance going that route, and a successful chance. A lot of my friends call me and they've got 8-10 years on Suboxone. 8 to 10 years. I'm sure they have some type of testosterone issues with their long-term use of Suboxone and different things, but it's like what would you rather be doing, right? Living in the streets or living a life where you have your life, you might deal with these side effects, and down the road you can taper and find your way off. That's one of those things that I always recommend people do, is get close with a good doctor. I got a video coming out about Suboxone, so be on the lookout. Relatable, I don't have a drug problem, I have a thinking problem. Ren10, you always have a good comment, Ren10. You always put some good stuff out there, man. Okay, so Tom Snooch said, and everybody's got an opinion. Tom Snooch, where are you at? Guys, you guys are way, way faster than me. He says, to me, Suboxone is all fog of an opiate and none of the joys, so I said, to hell with it. Rather be clear-minded long term. If you can stick it out that way, that's awesome. Mental health and how it ties to drug addiction. Corey Wold, yeah, I need to, for sure, because it does. Been off H since August 27th, 2019, but got addicted to tramadol like a month now. That's a hell of a drug to try and quit too, so yeah, it's very, very difficult. I know someone very close that's been addicted for a long time to it. Thanks again for all you do, Big D. You're an inspiration, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. Kurt's doing good, Mike. He just commented on a post on my Facebook. Let me see what he had to say. Probably talking crap. Let me see. Oh, no. He's talking to our niece. It's her birthday. Okay. David, it's absolutely not easy to get off. You have to commit to get clean. Well, I definitely believe that staying clean takes commitment. Getting clean might take outside influence. Marcus, yep, I was successful. Got back to Sweden through and my girlfriend was still in the H. Uh-oh. Influence outside, people, places, things, all that good stuff, man. Just did a video on that. Cindy's journey. He just talked with Kurt. Kurt is doing good. Thank you, Cindy. I love you. Thank you for always being here since the beginning. Hopeless to hopeful. Hey, man, just posted for the kids to be watched while parents get help. I just posted for the kids. I'm going to watch you, man. Go over to his channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. For sure. All right, I'm skipping ahead a little. Sorry, guys, if I miss you. Family does matter, Laura said. And that's a fact. Absolute 100% fact, everybody. Family does matter. And getting them involved. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I got a problem, Mom, Dad. I need help. And if you want to get treatment, hit me up. I know places that are decent, good rehabs that you guys can hit me up. Suboxone helped me big time, Mike said. And, oh, also another interesting thing is the most rehabs are starting to jump on board and say, hey, we need to have a maintenance avenue, not just an abstinence avenue. Too many people have left treatment, didn't go maintenance, and relapsed and died. They just didn't get it going through treatment. They just didn't get it, right? So they needed something for long term and decided to get on it. Coming off of it is just tough. You just, one day, don't worry about that right now. If you're going to do it, you need to worry about, down the road maybe, but not right now. Focus on the worst case. Get your life back. That's what Dr. B talks about. They always say that, hey, you're switching addictions. You're switching addictions, right? Going to Suboxone. Man, I like how Dr. B put that. If you're taking 3 5-milligram Percocets a day, okay, you might be addicted and you might have, an issue, but to jump on 16 milligrams of Suboxone a day because you were on 3 5-milligrams perks, no. If you're talking about the person who's lost their teeth, lost their house, living under the bridge, or even living some type of crazy lifestyle where they're reckless and they just can't stop, they're abusing fentanyl, heroin, whatever, they're shooting up, they're sniffing it, they're really bad off, maybe that might be an option. I still believe in separating people from their environment, though. Regardless if you get on Suboxone or not, I believe in going to treatment to be separated. Even though I didn't have any insurance at all at the time that I tried to get clean, because I ran the streets, I never gave a shit about the government and going and getting updated insurance. I had one thing on my mind, make more money to get high. That's it. When I went to that lady's house, that was like a rehab, except I wish I had doctors. I wish I was medically taken care of, because God knows I was sucking ass while I was at her house. Worst pain I ever felt, and I was in precipitated withdrawals the last go-around. All right, let me see. Queen OG says, I even go cold turkey 16 milligrams of subs, and 2 weeks later, I was back on the H again. But in 2017, I quit H, and I have been clean ever since. Feel great. Queen OG, hit me up. I want to hear more. Ryan Moe, yo, Big D, newsflash, 14 days off my vape. Tell Ryan it is possible. It's possible. She needs to take some advice for me, bro. She needs to take some notes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just teasing. I'm actually doing a video, everybody, on nicotine, coming off nicotine addiction and how I did it, and that there are other options. Of course, I don't close off the options. However, that was tough, dude. It wasn't nearly as hard as coming off H. People say it's harder. No, it's more subtle. It's not as bad in our heads, so it's harder to quit something that's not in your mind hurting you that bad, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But obviously heroin was pain in the ass. It took everything. David, thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for that. Tiffany, I was trying to read that too. I don't know what it is either. Oh, I'm way behind you guys. I'm just gonna go down a little bit here. Perfect timing. Marcus said, man, this is perfect timing. Was just starting to get all emotional and shit. Then I saw this live. Got goosebumps all over and cold sweats at the moment. Still haven't touched the subs, though. My girlfriend took 16 milligrams 3 hours ago. I totally understand. I started with Tramadol. It was my shit for like 5 years. I almost had seizures multiple times on Tramadol. I took too many, probably 10, 50 milligrams at a time. It's like 1,000 milligrams of Tramadol and about had a seizure. Derek, do you think it is helpful or counterintuitive for people to keep track of their days clean? Depends on the person. I mean, some people don't like it. I do, but then again, I'm also not a person who remains anonymous. I don't care that my name and story gets out there. In fact, I do tell people because they can be like, damn, how many thousand what days? You know, it just gives them hope. And I do keep track of my time, if you will. So I don't know. I think it's important to some people, but to others, they might obsess over it. And then what happens is when they relapse, or if they relapse, they don't want to tell the truth. They don't want to be honest because I have this much time clean. And now it's like, oh my God, I can't give up all that time clean that I've earned. Dude, you only have today. Everyone only has right now. That's it. That's the only time we all have. Yeah, I have a few hours in the past that I've developed to get where I'm at, but what I'm saying is we only have right now. And that shame of I relapsed but I don't want to tell nobody, that can play a huge part in that question that you just asked. So good question, Couch. Yo, my friend drank and did coke and didn't wake up a few days ago. Mike, sorry to hear that. I had a friend who recently died too, and a couple that are struggling still right now. Babby Britt says, is he off the blackout period? How long does it last? He's off. He's off the blackout period. So he does have a phone. He's on Facebook. If you guys want to try and reach out to Kurt and message him, he's on there. So make sure you guys say, hey, give him some positive support. He can use every bit of light you have. Even if you don't think you have light to share, just tell him where you're at. Like Kurt can use someone who's in that, because he is also withdrawing slowly, very carefully, with doctors helping him off Suboxone. No matter what makes you want to use it, will pass. Stay strong. Kurt is out of the blackout period. He is tapering off the Suboxone. Yep. 1 day sober is better than nothing. That's a fact. All right. At this point, the withdrawals are so bad that I told my mom last night I was withdrawn. Thought I would rather OD than withdraw, and that is when I realized I needed help bad. Message us. All these Suboxone doctors, crooks. Andrew has an opinion on Suboxone doctors, and I hear a lot of this. All these Suboxone doctors are crooks. I mean, I don't share the same opinion, Andrew, but I think there are a lot out there that are there just giving a prescription and not really helping. And there are many that are helping. So I don't draw that line because I have a pops from Canada that I know for a fact cares. 100% I know for certainty that he's coming at this scientific when he's talking about it. So, and, you know, I believe in it. So I don't think it's everyone's way. But you're right, when there are doctors that just care about that money, man, there are some that don't. And that's why you need a good one. You got to shop around for doctors like people shop around for like sponsors and recovery groups and stuff. You know, you fire them when you don't want them because they're not good. To be honest with you, hey, you're not giving me what I need. I need real support. I need real. I'm not just trying to take this thing to go on about my life as if my recovery is this drug, right? This substance that's keeping me from relapsing and going out on the streets. I need more than just this, so that when this is gone, I have a foundation to lay on, so that one day I'm not having to take it, right? If that's the case. Mike, yeah, CG Kid did relapse, and he's open about that. So I'm super proud of him. I've been talking to him. Awesome dude. He's got a vlog going as well now. So he talks about his daily journey, and it's not just these videos that he's putting out. He's actually trying to stay in direct connection with a lot of people, more connection and not isolation. That's very key. Andrew says Vivitrol is the way to go. So Vivitrol is believed by Andrew to be the way to go, and I know a lot of people that have done it and been successful. My brother did it, and he didn't get his next shot when I got him out of rehab a long time ago. And he went back. Margie says, Derek, who is Pops from Canada? I'm not familiar with him. So I call him Pops, like dad. He's like my dad. And his name is Caleb. And he might pop in here. If he does, I want him to comment. But his YouTube channel name has Dragon in it. And anyways, he's been 17 years working in a hospital. And he's got 2 PhDs in this field of neuropsychotherapy or something, like the understanding the brain and how these things work. And he's explained to me the chemicals and why these things, how they work and why, and proper treatment. He's not an MD, so he's not like a medical doctor where he wants to diagnose and prescribe medication. He believes that underlying issues are more important than just the medicine, though the medicine might be necessary in certain scenarios. The reason I'm clean today is that I have dealt with underlying issues. If I did not deal with these, I'd probably go another route and be on something to try and figure out a way to not have to use drugs. So that's one of his things. What's your view on testosterone? I think he's saying testosterone cycles. I know you talked about steroids in the past on another channel. Frank, I am not against testosterone at all. All I did is wanted to warn people, don't be a dumbass like me and start getting all these steroids from the juice heads at the gym that do it and they know what they're doing and have been doing it for a long time, and just start sticking needles in your ass cheeks and getting all this muscle growth, and your brain starts to literally transform. I became hyper aggressive, super alpha male status. Like it's raunchy. It's really, really rough, but my attention towards women went, pew. I'm talking, I was a bad boy, My testosterone's already good, so you can imagine, what it would be if I added, 1,000 milligrams of testosterone a week. It was horrible. I can laugh about it now, but dude, I was crazy. I was straight up crazy. I was the guy buying shots at the bar and doing all sorts of crazy stuff while I was drinking, and me and the wife didn't do very well during that period. I wasn't doing so well. She actually saved my life. If it wasn't for her love, geez. I didn't know it was really his pops. Well, it's not biologically, Margie. Good point. But he's an adopted dad to me. I don't give a crap. Like, I call him dad, He loves me. He loves my children. He loves my wife. He loves my brother. He loves my mom and dad. And I just call him dad. And I met him through YouTube. This is real. This is not like, oh, Derek's untouchable or unreachable, or like this is just a hobby or a profession. And no, I actually do this. So, reach out. I create relationships with people. I try to, at least. It's a lot of people who are reaching out, though. It's just hard to like isolate. And if I focus too much on this and then I forget these people who need me, and it's tough. A lot of balancing. Who's CG Kid? He's got a YouTube channel. He's a good friend of mine. He does a lot on addiction as well, and he's had a lot of interviews in the past with that. But he's another recovering addict who struggles with addiction like me, who's fought this battle and won some, lost some, and he's still in the game. So I call him a winner, proud of him. He's still going. And for him to come out open and honest like that, man, that takes a lot. So go show him some love if you haven't already. Imagine if the war on drugs was really about getting help instead of throwing people in cages. We need drug and prison reform badly. That's a fact. J-Man says, look up Gabor Mate. Absolutely. Gabor Mate says something interesting. He says, not why the addiction, but why the pain. I think that's interesting how he worded that. It's not even like why the addiction, it's why the pain. Because a lot of people go, well, drug addiction is just the chemicals are addictive. Then why are people gambling? They're not putting drugs in their body. Why are they addicted to gambling? There is chemical release in the brain from that, but they're dealing with some issues. Why do they gamble? Why is it sex can be addictive? Why is that an issue? And they're not ingesting drugs, but they're addicted to sex, or they're addicted to food, or they're addicted to gambling, whatever. Addiction, we all have them. Just look for ones that are good and try and stick with them. Let me see. Thank you, Holly. The underlying issues have to be dealt with. I found this channel from Derek doing an interview on CG Kids channel. Cindy's journey, you are so right. Oh my God, yes, the underlying issue need to be talked about. That's the main reason we do drugs. Abuse, past trauma is not good. Yep, Margie, that's right. Andrew says 16 milligrams is way too much for one dose. Cindy says Gabor Mate is the genius of addiction. I love how you worded that. My daughter's father was so bad with that stuff, turned him into a real hurtful jerk to no return. Don't do it, boys. Tiffany, I can understand. Yeah, Andrew Tess, not when you're using 500 of H a day. And this is where the debate, it's funny. The debate is always happening. There's always someone who's against Suboxone but is for Vivitrol or for Kratom or against this or for methadone or against that. I stop playing like I know what's right for you and you know what's right for me. We're not all the same. We're not all biologically the same, physiologically, psychologically. There are so many things different about each other, and we can unite on one thing, the common problem and the common solution. In between that, I don't care. When it comes to, do you need something to help get to the solution? Hey, I don't care. I'm not personally gonna, it's like a religious kind of concept, I think, that like, I did it this way and you have to be abstinent like me, and if you put a drug in your body, you're not clean. You're not part of recovery. I don't buy that bullshit. I'm calling it exactly what I'm calling it. I don't buy that bullshit. You know in your head if you're using Suboxone to only get to the next fix, or if you're only using it as totally a crutch and not really trying to work on yourself. Technically, recovery to me is not defined on if you put a drug in your body to try and help. I put caffeine in me every day, okay? To me, recovery is progressively working towards something that's helping you and bettering you and is good for you. To me, that's recovery. That's my definition. I think Gabor Mate would agree with a kind of definition like that, and he's brilliant. All right, let's see where we're at. I'm glad you have Pops in your life. The world needs more love. That's right. I was on and off them for years. I never took more than... And Andrew, I totally agree, though, that some people have an experience with Suboxone and they find that it doesn't work for them. I don't push my experience of what I had on Suboxone on others who may use it and are able to successfully somehow recover in life and do better. I do tell my friends that do get on it, like, be very careful when you decide you're going to try and come off, Be very careful. No, Coca-Cola, Ryan. I like Coca-Cola, but I don't just drink that. I get me a Starbucks, a Star Bizzle. Sometimes get an OJ from McDonald's. This is like my whole day. My whole day is like right here at my desk right now. Been doing a lot of work at the desk, so I said, let me jump on live. Yep, Kurt's tapering right now, Cindy, off Suboxone. With doctor's help. That's very important. Kratom's way less evil than Suboxone or methadone. Ment has an opinion, though Dr. B would disagree with you, that Kratom's a way less evil. He believes that it can be an abuse. And I know some people who speak like that about Kratom, saying it's evil worse than Suboxone. So, like, here we go with everybody that I know of in my comment section. I don't mean this in any way disrespectful. I mean this like this is a fact. If you go back to my day 5, day 7, everyone is a medical professional in my comment section. Like, they all know what is better than the other, and they all have reasons for why they believe that. Like, hey, Kratom, I didn't withdraw nearly as bad as Suboxone. When I was taking Kratom, I was able to come off easier than Suboxone. And then this other guy says the exact opposite. Who's right? Are they both lying? Are they both telling the truth? I mean, I'm not going to call anyone a liar and say your personal experience physiologically, psychologically, biologically is a lie because mine was true when I did it this way, or this is what worked for me, so it's not good for you. I'm not going to push it. People always ask me, what should I do? Go see a doctor. Talk to somebody about that, because I'm not the guy. I'm not. I did it completely abstinent, and I can't say that most people can't do it like that, but I can't tell you what you need to do. True that, Cindy's. Been abusing stimulants for years, clean now though. Test and gym have been filling that empty space, really been helping. Just $500 a week, so not abusing. Really love what you're doing, bro. Hey, Frank, if you end up deciding after your off cycle, on and off cycle, that you decided you wanted to get off, please fill me in on your experience, because it can get depressing from my experience, and I can't say that happened to you, but trying to come off testosterone after I was using it was depressing. And I didn't always use 1,000 milligrams a week, but there was a time I did. And even when I came off lower doses, I felt what you're talking about, where it filled that space. Well, when you get rid of the chemical, I felt that space empty again. And I needed more than just a chemical to give me that. It's like why I did drugs, filled that empty space. Appreciated Archbishop of Canterbury. Good point. I'm 5 years on Suboxone, and I've come to a point where I just want off. Taper schedule in the making. Ryan, if you need help, hit me up, man. Need to go for my round 1 sub right now. Okay. Frank, much love and respect. Coca-Cola needs to start sponsoring your channel, Derek. I know, right? I know. I love me a little Starbucks. All right. Yeah, Kratom tastes like shit, Marcus said. Couch says, I'm a medical professional. Everything I say is better than what you say. All the time. I am never, ever wrong. Saul, hit me up if you need help, man. Yeah, it does suck. Day 5, you're past the worst. It gets better. Obviously, you're still going to feel some shit, but it gets better depending on what you're coming off of and how long you have and how long you were taking and how much you were taking. Please see a doctor. Because I always, people are like, yo, when is my sleep going to get better? And I'm like, well, what were you using? And I don't know why I ask these questions, because it's just I try to go back to my own experience, but what were you using? How long? What, how much? This and that. Well, my guess would be maybe around the same time mine. But then again, do you have a fast metabolism? I need to know a little bit more about your biology. And I'm not a doctor, so it's hard to say. I'm finding Suboxone fairly easy tapering down, but will be hard stop altogether. Hey guys, real quick, take the time to hit a like button on this video. And if you find that this information is important, I'll leave this live up, and you guys can share this with somebody if they're interested in watching, just to get some help, and maybe some answers might be in this live that they might want to know from someone who has experience. But appreciate you guys liking, and if you're not a subscriber, just hit that subscribe button as well. Let's see. You guys can also follow me on the Facebook. I got a Facebook account, a Facebook page, an Instagram. I'm on TikTok now, so I do TikTok. Having fun over there. Insomnia is definitely horrible, Tiffany. Horrible. Smith, John, I just got out of detox from alcohol. I've been taking Klonopin for 10 years. I tried it without while sober. I never abuse it, but without it, I have panic attacks. I would abuse Xanax if I was on that, though. Yeah, and some people literally, I get it. That's why I go to a doctor. I don't care about the medical professionals who have a comment to say in my comment section about what can and cannot work. Uh-oh. Some hottie just commented, hey guys, gals, there's this hot chick in the comment section right now. She said, hey, sexy. Her name's Ryan Lambert. She's got my last name. What the hell's going on here? I wonder what she looks like. Let me click on this. Damn. Look at that blonde. Ooh. Hey, baby. She's upstairs right above me, guys, right now. Can you do a quick opinion on acid? I find I relapse every time I do acid because I somehow smoking meth again. Brittany Davis. Oh, snap. Look, I've never actually done acid, but in terms of hallucinogens I'm afraid to ever touch those again. So I know that a lot of people, if you do hallucinogenics, it can be very traumatic. I suspect set and setting and seeing a medical professional. I'm interested, though, and this is just my opinion. You guys can disagree all you want. Everybody has a professional opinion, in this world. That if the medical community in America would maybe, I guess, do more research on everything from ayahuasca to ibogaine and other psychedelic type substances and see how that could be therapeutic and maybe helping the drug addict in some way, I'd be interested in seeing that. I don't need that, but maybe there's something there that can be unearthed and utilized in some way. I know in Canada they're using it for PTSD patients, etc. So I don't know. Thank you, Tiffany. She's only gonna literally, she just did a drive-by on me, y'all. Hot blonde comes and goes, hey, sexy. And then, just dips out on me. Leave me hanging like that. Total BS. You know what I mean? How you going to do that to me? She probably ain't even watching no more. Look at that. There's 47 people, according to what I see. And my count might be off because there's a delay. And she just does a drive-by on me? Oh, there she is. Okay. Let me see. Let's see what we got. Well, look, guys, gals, I so appreciate all your support. I really do. You guys have been very therapeutic in my own journey, and I hope that this channel grows because I think that this message will get out there more. This is going to be a channel where we're going to bring other channels to interview on. I want to get other YouTubers who are in the recovery community who have a story, and it may not be necessarily drug addiction. It might be a serious, it might be a family member who's dealt with someone who was a drug addict, or they might have a family member who struggled and died, whatever. But I'm planning on doing that, so hit that like button. If you guys have anything particular you think would be a really good topic to discuss and go into, share it with me. You guys can reach me on all platforms. I don't think there's a platform I'm not on. I even have Twitter, Reddit. I have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I mean, there's probably some stuff that I'm missing if you get into not as well known, in my opinion. But contact me. My number's in the description. If you guys are interested in reading some recovery books, I have an Amazon link down below that has a list of some books I think are really good to read. There's all that stuff, So you guys can reach out to me anytime. Send me a text, whatever. But if you're struggling, you need help getting off Suboxone, I see a lot of that was in the live feed today. Hit me up. I'm telling you, there's ways that we can get you the help you need. So, yes, Ryan's right. Collab. Josh, how about porn addiction mixed with heroin addiction? Yeah, I mean, look, it's an addiction, and it's not to be taken funny. Some people may not have that or may not feel that is harmful for them, but that is definitely one that I see a lot of. People are struggling with that. I hope you do get clean. You'll feel much better. In my opinion, being clean gets easier as soon as you get past the speed bump. Take lots of dedication and sacrifices, though. Yeah, all the kids are about that TikTok. Shoot, I almost got 7,000 followers on it. It's pretty cool. It's really good. Okay, let's see. I have zero sex drive when I'm using H. Marcus, I'm the same way. I hear about people who are sexually active during their using, and I'm like, you're not even normal. Like, how do you do heroin and be driven to do that? It's crazy. I don't know, man. I have a story, but man, I worry about telling my stories like straight up the way they are, because there are kids that tune in sometimes to my channel, and I don't really I don't need to go there. But I guess if you guys ever needed to talk about some things, look, you can open up to me and contact me, and I'll definitely talk to you about it. But yeah, out of respect for kids who might tune in, who are struggling, or young people, I don't really care to go into some of these things, if you will, sexually speaking. Margie, tell the story. I can't. My wife will kill me if I tell that one. And she's in here right now. I'll get in trouble. Oh, man. Well, Marcus, hit me up, man. My number's in the description, dude. I can share. It's very funny, but it's true story. Let's just put it this way. When I got clean, everything comes back like 100-fold. Everything. I'll just put it that way. That's the best way I'm going to put it. I can't go too much. Love you, Janella. Thanks for joining. The whole sex issue has always been a huge issue. I've relapsed in the past. It's a monster of a topic. Your facts. That's facts. She knows your stories. Be the open book. Just kidding. I don't want to be an ass. Thank you, David. And thank you for helping in the Discord. If you're struggling, you need people to support, lean on, please go into the Discord. There's people. Honey, you really want me to share this? If you write yes, all right, whatever. If you tell me to. I'm waiting. This way I don't get in trouble, guys. This is what, like, I've learned a few things over the years, you know what I mean? I'll let her tell me, so that way I can't get in trouble. And if I get in trouble, I'll make sure I come and get you guys, and you guys can help, you know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what are we talking about? Now you want to say you don't know what I'm talking about. What kind of thing is that? When I first got clean and I came home and we hadn't slept together in 3 months, something like that, maybe more. It didn't even work anymore. Like, I didn't even want it. That's reasonable, right? Yeah, Marcus, fly over here, bro. She'll probably kick your and my ass at the same time, bro. If I'm waiting on her to say, just say it or not. So nothing, huh? She's silent. Completely silent. I hope she pops up behind me. I got a green screen back here. Thank you, Mike. Just do it. I'll Nike this. I will Nike this. Okay, I'm not going to go explicit. I'm going to make it real simple. If you're under the age of 18, please turn this off. Don't watch. Okay? Thank you, Queen OG. Thank you. All right, so here's the deal. When I first got clean, I had no testosterone. Like, it suppressed me completely. When I got to the bedroom with the wife and I finally started feeling my hormones coming back to normal, I laid next to her in bed, and I obviously was horny. You know, I'm in the mood. I haven't been in a very, very long time. And I decide I'm going to caress the wife, and I'm going to do the do, right? Work my magic. She was digging my chili, and I decided I'd give her some chili. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not going to go into much detail, but I'm going to just put it this way. You'll understand what I'm saying, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, then you're not an adult, okay? 3 times in under 60 seconds. 3 times in under 60 seconds. That's it. That's all I need to say. 3 times. That's never happened ever in my entire life. I was practically like your sink when it gets clogged and you need Drano, and something needs to freaking, like, get your drain to work. That's pretty much what it was. So, yeah. I think so. Maybe the case. I was so sensitive, dude. I hadn't felt anything like that in a long time. I was so sensitive. And it definitely, I mean, obviously it was good experience, but I was still withdrawing. And Tom's right. That's withdrawal. Because as soon as I was done, I was tired. I couldn't even sleep in the same bed because my skin, I didn't want to touch her skin. I felt gross, so I had to go sleep in the room next door. I hope that was like reasonable. I hope I wasn't like too much. I didn't want to be. Yo, get your own TV show, man. Hey guys, I'm about to do a podcast with the show. Like Rewired Addiction's gonna have a recovery podcast, and it's already on iTunes and it's on Spotify and stuff. We only have a few episodes right now with existing shows that we've done here, but I do plan on making this podcast, kind of like Joe Rogan, if you will. But we talk about different things. It might be other topics than addiction even. So be sure to be on the lookout and hit that bell and that like button. Margie D, it's shitty when you're on crazy meds and stuff, and it makes your shit go down the toilet. Ugh, sucks, sad. Yep, that's true. Fly over there for a pod when I'm done with this detox. Hit me up, Marcus. Well, Margie, it's if you look on iTunes or Spotify and look up Rewired Addiction, you'll find it. It's there, but I need to get a link in the description. I'm gonna hit up Ash the Cash. Dude's my like go-to guy for all the tech stuff because I'm not very good at it. But look, there's 46 faithful watchers in this. I've gone an hour and 22 minutes. I don't know if I've ever done a live this long on the YouTube here. I love you guys. And hit me up, hit the wife up, hit the Insta, hit the Face, hit the TikTok, get me on, well, I don't use Twitter worth of shit, but if you message me, I might get notified. I don't know, but just hit me up. I'm going to get back to the fam. I love you guys so much. Thank you. If you have questions, write them. If you need help, hit me up. I can help get you treatment, whatever you need. And I'm here for you, okay? With that being said, love you guys. I'm out. Peace.